Well, hello. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the stream. It's been a long couple days since I last got to talk to you guys. The last stream that we did was the FNO, and that was the night that yours truly came down with the good old COVID-19. So my voice is probably not 100% back yet, but I am feeling better. I am feeling stronger. We'll talk about it later, I'm sure, but everybody is coming around. My kids ended up getting it. My wife got it. And so it was just it was crazy couple of days there out here in North Texas for us at the COVID house. But I appreciate every single one of you, all your support, you guys sending messages and DMs and everything in between. I really appreciate each and every single one of you who did reach out to me. I really appreciate that. Definitely felt the love throughout the sickness. So it's definitely good to be back here sitting at the office. Today's it's going to be a very chill stream. We're just going to be relaxing. I was hoping the sun was going to pop out of the clouds there for a minute, and then as soon as I zoomed up to the airplane, it looks like it went behind the clouds again. It's about about 7 a.m. now local time in Hawaii. So still early morning. There's some clouds out here, but we're going to be taking our 737-200 up. We're going to be doing some VOR flying, some VOR navigation. I actually got the charts. I was able to take some images and show you guys how we're going to navigate through Hawaii here, going over to Honolulu for our last reposition until we get in the Concorde. Now, I was going to go all the way down to, what was it, Lihuehi? I don't know, the island far west, but the problem with that is it's only a 6,000 foot strip, and we have a hard time getting a fully loaded Concorde out of there with maximum fuel. So we're going to go back to Honolulu on this flight with our JT8Ds and the 737-200, and then we're going to be loading up the Concorde from there, headed over to Japan. So again, thanks for all your support, guys. Shout out everyone in chat: Micah Messer, Aaron Hastings, Slam Cannon, Miss Jungles, Rusty C, Bravo Tango, Sierra, Berto360, what's up, man? Good to see you. Gina Hoffman, good to see you as well. Chris Run, Chasing Clouds, Al W from DFW, what's up, my friend? Sergey, Scott Rashley, thank you, sir, welcome. SUS, Christian Ionscu, Pilot Peely, Sim to Heaven, Anthony Anderson, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for stopping by the stream. I hope you guys are ready to have a little fun today. I'm ready to have some fun. Typically, these 737 streams go pretty well for the channel, so we'll see what happens here. We're in a lovely 737-200 Aloha. We've got I think we got to get our ground power hooked up still. Yeah, so we're going to hop into the cockpit here. Let's go ahead and get this thing started. I'm going to show you guys, that's what that noise is. It's the ground power that I got outside. So let's go ahead and get the airplane fired up here. I'm going to get my battery on my honeycomb first because I know that makes a difference. So we'll go battery on there, and I want to get some lights up here, and we're just going to go ground power directly on there. Those are armed. We'll close that, turn on the no smoking and seatbelt sign, and I want to get isn't there a floodlight in here? There. I don't know why it got dark. It was beautiful out, and now all of a sudden my cockpit is all dark. Let's see what's going on here with the weather. Yeah, the sun is rising. Looks like it's breaking up a little bit. It's breaking up a little bit. A little high overcast right now. High overcast. Gustavo, what's up, man? He says, glad to hear that you're getting better. Take care, Skipper. Thanks, Gustavo. I appreciate it, man. It was a wild ride there for a while, guys. It was a wild ride for a little bit there. But let's go ahead and get everything else fired up here. Let's go back to our overhead. We're going to do a couple of tests here. I'm going to come down that. That can stay off. That looks good. Let's go standby power, ground power. Galley power can come on right now since we're sitting on the GPU. That is good. We don't need any fuel pumps on right now. Fuel heats can stay off. Window heats can stay off. Pitot-static can stay off. Hydraulics look fine. Pressure and cooling doors. Let's go up to the overhead here. I missed my leading edge flaps and slats test. Do our stall warning. Flight recorder test. That's a flight recorder there. We don't need to mess with that. But that looks good. ADF antenna up there. We don't need the ADF as of right now, so that's good. As far as cockpit preparation, I think that looks good. The APU bleed, we're going to go ahead and open the isolation valve. Leave the APU bleed off for now. Our cruise altitude is going to be 24,000 feet. We got that set. Landing altitude is just about 10 feet. We're on ground right now. That's in auto. Pressurization looks good. Position light can come on. Let's get the logo light on while we're sitting out here at the gate. Get these off here. I don't know why they're sitting in the flight position. Miss Jungle says the V1 family are on the mend. That's worth a like alone. The button is freshly cleansed for your use. Thanks, Miss Jungles. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's... there is nothing like sick kids, I'll tell you what. I'm still a new dad. I have, my 2-year-old, and she has never been sick since she's been born. We've just been very, very lucky. And nope, that ended this last week. She ended up coming down with COVID, and of course I had it. And then my little girl had it, so she's screaming. And then my wife got it, so she feels awful. And then even our 4-month-old ended up getting it. So it was a lot of screaming and crying. And for the parents out there, you have kids, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And it just hurts your heart when you feel like you can't do anything for them. So, all right, let's go ahead and continue. We need to set up the radio stack here. So we're going to spend just a quick minute down here as we look over our flight plan today. So our flight plan is going to be taking us from Hilo all the way back to Honolulu. And what you can see here is I've actually pulled up Sky Vector. And what I've done from Sky Vector is I've input the flight plan, and then I've took a screenshot and I've re-uploaded it here to the chart. So you can see we'll be able to have our tracks and our airways that we're going to track. But the problem is, not really a problem, but this is part of flying VOR to VOR navigation, is the departure out of Hilo. You actually have to comply with a obstacle departure procedure that will get us to Paris intersection. So we're going to go ahead and just leave this off. We're going to go to our normal charts here. We're going to pull up the Paris 4 departure, which is an obstacle departure procedure. And you can see here off of runway 26, which is what we're going to be departing. It's a climbing right turn heading 045. So it's a sharp right turn after rotation 045 to intercept the Hilo 16.9. So we need to set this up early here. So we're going to set 16.9 in nav 1, and that is the active radio. We also want to make sure we set course 355, which I did already have set up. 355 is set. And on departure, it's a right turn to 045. So there's 030040045. So essentially, we're going to have our radios all set up. We're going to track the 355 outbound to SAP-D intersection. The only way to identify SAP-D is by DME of 26.1 or a cross radial between the 355 here and then this 262 inbound off of the UPP VOR, which we need to now put in the secondary, which I'm going to load secondary active of 112.3. And I'm also going to put 112.3 in the standby here just so I can flip it over when I need to. But I got 16.9, I got 12.3 active, 12.3 standby. Thank you, Bravo Tango, for the $1 bomb, man. I appreciate that. He says, little tip to celebrate, you are back and healthy again. Thank you, Bravo Tango. I appreciate it, sir. Glad to be back as well. Much appreciated. Thank you for your support. Brian says, no diversions to Maui. We're trying no diversions today. All right, so now that we have that, the last thing I want to do is I don't want to leave any nav radio unturned or unused. So what I'm going to do is I'm also going to go back to charts, and I'm going to load up, I guess after all this, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 16.9 in the standby of nav 2 just in case I need it. I really don't have anything else I need. I've already got 12.3 tuned. I've got 16.9 on one. I basically just flip-flop my radios here. Now, if there was another VOR, I guess theoretically we could put Lanai out there. Let's put Lanai. Let's do 17. Well, no, you know what? We're going to leave 16.9 because we might be IMC, and should we become disoriented and we need a radial DME off of Hilo, we'll have backup. So we got our nav radio set. That's good. Mr. Martini says, Hilo, that's where XP landed short in the trees. Mr. Martini, you're absolutely right, dude. That was one of the most legendary streams. So I was flying incognito with XP. So I remember he was coming in, he was landing 2.6, and I was sitting here after I landed, I was just sitting here at the airport looking at the FCOM traffic, and out of nowhere, XP-72 just came taxiing out of the forest over here and just basically drove all the way back to the airport. It was hysterical, man. I was laughing. It was so hard. It was awesome. But yeah, this is the location of XP's last Hawaii Hawaii location. All right, let's go ahead and get a fuel pump on. And let's get our APU on. And let's get off this ground power because it is awfully annoying, if I do say so myself. What about a V1 cut? We're going to try not to do any V1 cuts. Although I have had some engine failures in this aircraft before, on stream. I love this little FlyJ bird. It's one of my favorite airplanes in the hangar, too. Good sounds. Good textures. Just look at that, man. I believe it's the same paint job when they blew the roof off that 7.3. Yeah, Matt, exactly. It was, and I was actually flying behind him, so I watched him crash on approach, reported the crash, taxied to the terminal. I was just sitting there looking at FCOM, and then out of nowhere, here comes this 737 out of the jungle, man. It was wild. All right, looks like we've got our APU on bus. There we go. We'll go ahead and turn the ground power off. Now we can come over here. We'll go ahead and disconnect that GPU card. Oh, so much better. Nice textures here. Let's go ahead and pull up a check. Let's see what we got. Battery, we're on APU power now. Stall warning is checked. Emergency lights are armed. Signs are on. Window heat, transponder, and parking brake. Let's go ahead and do all that. Let's come back up here. Let's go window heat. And then transponder. We're just going to put it in 2000. I'll put it on TARA for FCOM purposes. We should have tested our fire as well because we never know if we have to use it actually. We may have to use it. So that looks good. And let's go ahead and get the APU bleed online. Let's get some air conditioning in here. Cool it down a little bit. Just don't fly with the convertible switch on. Oh, you got it. Zoom in below the entry door. Looks like some school texturing. Oh yeah, well, let's go. Since we're pretty much done with our cockpit prep, let's come over here real quick. I mean, this airplane. I mean, just look at that. Just come right out here the door. Come down the stairs. The sounds are working still. I love the sound. I love FlyJSim. Really good texturing on this airplane. Really good texture. Got your feeder tubes, air data smart probes. You can see all the rivets over time. So this is, in real life, if you ever do a pre-flight or you're walking around an airplane, all these airplanes, every pressurization cycle, the skin is expanding, right? It's being pressurized, contracting, pressurized, contracting. Over time, all the paint starts to chip right at the heads of the rivets. Not necessarily chip, but just kind of comes off. That's where it first begins to flake off. And you begin to start seeing all the rivet and bolt patterns of these older airplanes. Oh, this is pretty cool. I've actually not done an actual pre-flight. But there's your nose gear. Looks like we got ourselves a United 7.4 over there. That's awesome. I guess we can close up some doors. Let's go ahead and do that while we're out here. Let's go ahead and close everything up on this side. Look at the nice latch work there. Look at the detail. God, I love it. I forgot to come back over here before we pulled the stairs in. Yep, the stairs fold and unfold. So I cut you off there, Matthew. Sorry, but yeah, they actually fold out, fully modeled, and you can hear them too if you extend them. Look at the nice animation. Look at that, completely folded up inside. So we're ready to go now. Slam, I agree, man. The dash is going to be absolutely awesome. All right, let's go ahead and get, what do we have here for weather conditions. 3004 on the meter. Let's go ahead and set this. This doesn't look right. 3004. 3004. It is a short flight, but I actually have to go to the doctor after the stream to get my negative antigen test so I can start getting ready to go back to work. So can't dilly-dally too much longer, but let's go set this up. 240 top altitude is set. We've already talked about the departure. Let's do another checklist and get out of here. Before start checklist, we did all that. APU start, that's all good. Blah, blah, blah. Beacon, galley power, packs, and bleed. So we got to configure for engine start. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Let's go. Packs off. Bleed is on. Beacon light is coming on. And let's call for pushback.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
We'll just take it out on a 45. How's that? Or take it out on the 90.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Christian says, wasn't that the cause of the Aloha where they had part of the top fuselage torn off? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is the whole top fuselage right here blew off. You can look it up. Aloha. What was the? I don't remember the flight number, but it's a testament to old school Boeing at that time. You know, I gotta reference my Boeing love with old school now because somebody posted that PBS NewsHour about the Max, the hidden secret of the Max, and when I watched the whole debacle with Max, I've gotten so upset with that whole situation that I don't even want to acknowledge the Max as an airplane.
Okay,
just because
all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
But old school Boeing definitely was a testament to it. I mean, there are a lot of Hawaii's had a couple Boeing aircraft come in damaged. They had a 747 that blew out a cargo door, returned to Hawaii, and you had the 737 here where the roof blew off. So absolutely, there's been some drama with Boeings in Hawaii, that's for sure. 243, thank you, Jeremy Harvey. I knew it was a number that I was familiar with. Aloha 243. It was 73711, exactly. It was this exact paint job, I believe, right? That's what we have? Yeah, 73711. But the fact that plane stayed together without a roof is, I don't know if they build them like that anymore.
So connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Thank you, Max. That's probably, we got fuels on. Ready to go?
Starting pushback, and you may start engine.
Roger that. We're going to go ahead and start them up now. Let me make sure I did that correctly. Engine start. All right, beacon's on. Galley power. Let's go ahead and kill it. Galley power is off. Packs are off. Bleed pressure 30 psi. Bleed valves are open. You guys ready for engine start? I'm going to be quiet. I'll let you enjoy the start up here. Oh my gosh, fuel. Max. Alright, we're gonna have to hot refuel. Max just saved us. I totally forgot to load the airplane. That's gonna be a big problem. We can fix that. We need, according to our charts here, let's go back. That would have been something, huh? I have our fuel load right here. $13,100. Engine's off, the parking brake's set. Oh, great. All right, well, we're gonna have to shut down the engine. That's all right. We'll set the brake here and we'll get her set back up. We'll stand by. Good catch there. Yeah, we definitely don't have enough fuel to make that. We'd be flaming out before Honolulu. We'd been in the drink. Good catch, Max. I appreciate it, man. Definite boo-boo there, Christian. Definite boo-boo. I knew I was forgetting something. I was like, yeah, everything's set up and ready to go. This is gonna be good. How about some gas? E-Boss, what's up, man? Yeah, we're doing VOR to VOR today, my friend. Berto, what's up? Said I think it had to do with the salt waters. It corroded the skin. Wow. Yeah, I watched it one of those air crash investigations a long time.
Set parking brake.
A long time ago on that exact accident.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
It's been so long now I can't recall. All right, so parking brake is set. Is he gonna let me hot refuel? Okay, he will. So we need 13,000. We'll just call it 15.3. Let's take it. We can't load cargo. That's fine. We got our people. So those are our numbers. 27.7% CG. That looks pretty far aft, but should be all right. Disconnecting hand signals out front with him. Now let's come here. Let's go takeoff. We'll do a flaps 5 departure. We'll set the bug. Stab trim 3.6. There we go. Now we're set up. We've got gas. We're good to go. We've got a good start on engine number 2. Let's go ahead and ground engine 1.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal will be on the right. We'll see you next time and have a great flight.
I'm going to fill it a little bit early so we can go back and listen. Oh, it already popped off. Damn. I love that light off sound on the JT8Ds. Once in a long time ago, captain in the 320 went all the way to the runway with 2,500 kilograms for 12,000 kilogram in fuel. Whoa, Gustavo, that's not good, man. That's a big glaring error right there. Aviator Trev, hey man, we gotta do what we gotta do. We can hot fuel. We can hot fuel these birds. All right, that looks like 2 good starts. Let's go Gen 1. Gen 2 is online. We're gonna go AP bleed off. On, auto. Hydraulics, pitot heats, yaw damper, APU can come off, 240 is set. Let's do our flaps. Alright, this is the best part of this airplane. I do it every time. Listen to the flap motors. I'm not going to say a word. Pay particular attention to the spool up and spool down of the flap sounds on this airplane. I still think they're the best in the sim. Here we go, take a listen. I mean, that is awesome. I love that, just that wind down. All right, we are flaps 5, 125. Flight controls are checked. Oops, hit my mic there. Sorry about that. Recall, we already checked that. Trim is set. Let's run a checklist and out of here. Anti-ice is as required. Pitot heat is on. Flight instruments. So we got 045, course 355 set, top altitude 240. It's going to be a right-hand turnout. We'll just go around the flight director mode right now. Stab trim is set, or speed brake down. Stab trim is down. Galley power. Did I turn those back on? I did not. We got to have that back on. Gen 1. All right, so we got our galley power back on. We can make some coffee back there. Electrical, no lights. Fuel heat is off. Hydraulics, pressure and quantity. Normal. APU as required. Pressure set for cruise altitude. Flight ground switch to flight EPR and airspeed bug. So we're going to flight. Valves are moving. 2.15 on the EPR is set. Let's get out of here. Taxi light on. Cinematic taxi out. Watch your ears. I also need to get on Unicom, apparently. Absolutely love that breakaway thrust simulation. 22.8 for Unicom. Do I not have it down? Nope. Let's see, where are we going? Airport, back to the 10-9. We're going to 2-6. Kilo traffic. Aloha 357, taxi in 2-6 via Foxtrot Alpha. Kilo. So low to the ground in this 7.3, man. So low to the ground. Especially looking at that 7.4 over there. Set pitch 15 up. Oh, that makes it easier. So we'll go 15. There we go. After this flight, V1's going to ask his boss to substitute the Airbus fleet for 732s. If I had to fly a 737, I would want to fly a 732 for fun. Like, not for day in, day out job, but if I had an opportunity to go fly one 737, any variant, I would pick a 73200. And maybe even a combi version. I think that'd be cool. Somewhere up in the Yukon, Great Canadian North. I was really hoping we'd have a little better views out here today, but it's alright.
Hello, traffic United 1265, taxi in 26 via Foxtrot Alpha. Hello.
Christy, you and me both, man. I can't wait. I gotta get this Concorde figured out first. We're never gonna get over there. Like the wing textures too, a little bit of dirt there on the flaps. Love it. Alright, so just as a forewarning on departure, when we do our flyby shot, it's probably going to be extremely loud to any headphone users, and these JT8Ds have a way of just piercing your skull with beautiful audible tones, so that's my caution to you. I don't think anybody's on final. What do we got here? Nobody here. That looks good. We'll hold short here. We'll run our checklist, and then I'm going to make sure everything's done. Then we'll take the runway and take off because it's going to be a little bit of a hands-on departure. It's going to be a quick right turn around, intercept, and then all the way out to our VOR, or our waypoint, I should say. All right, we'll go ahead and hold it here. Short at 2.6. Brake set. Let's do our checklist. Cleared for takeoff, transponder on altitude, landing lights. After takeoff, basically we're going to do all this stuff, which we know how to do. 92%. Okay, we set our EPR, but we live and die by the N1%. Don't want to cook our engines, so that looks good. Takeoff briefing considered complete. Maintenance, just to make sure we don't have anything. You can see I've cooked a lot of engines on this airplane in its lifespan. But I've never once destroyed an APU. How about that, huh? Alright. Are you guys ready? Kilo traffic. Hawaiian 357, we're going to be taking off 26 out to the north. Kilo. Alright. Look at that 7.4. Taxing out. I love it. You guys liking your 7.4? I think these go to flight, right? I always forget those stupid switches. Alright, let's line it up. Pull out our departure procedure. So it's essentially on 2-6, climbing right turn. Because we don't want to fly into the mountains. Nice little mountain obscuration there. Alright, you guys ready? Enjoy the takeoff, baby. Rolling coal. Here we go, Steve. Great, you're up.
7-4 is
Fly by.
awesome.
Oh, yeah. Keep it in the turn. All the way to 045. Feet, coming back to 92.
Hello, 759 to 1155, lining up runway 26, departure impact 5. Hello.
Ooh, that was some juicy takeoff right there. Flaps up by 200. There we go. Clean it up. Gosh, the flap sounds are amazing. All right, we're tracking on a heading of 045. Waiting for our 355 to come alive here to track it outbound. Accelerating to 250 knots. Gear handle can go up and off. How's our power? 92. We're looking good. 1.89 on the EPR. Here's our course. In the turn to the left now. Let's go Loke. I was caught sleeping there. Flew past our course. Right about there. We're going to go like this. IS hold, Loke. Alright, we are nav Loke, altitude hold. Intercepting that outbound, accelerating 250 knots. Do another flyby.
Kilo traffic United 1155, departure runway 26, departure yellow.
Alright, we are definitely in the clouds. Temperature is still above 10°C though, so we don't need to worry about any of that. I thought I saw this flashing. That scared me. How's our engine instruments? Everything is good. We're 92. I'm going to walk back number 2 just a little bit. We're all in the green. Everything is looking good. Alright, we're tracking that outbound until 26.1. We're only 10 miles, but we're going to want to get ready to intercept the 262 inbound, which we could set up in the nav2, which will be already set up at 112.3, but we could set up the FO's VOR here to track 262 course for him. Alright, so you can see this is our course after SAPD. That's kind of how they'd be flying out right now. There's 10,000 feet. Let's go ahead and get the lights off. I know it's real busy here for a minute. Leave everything on. The wing and logo lights can come off. It's Hawaii bombing at 300 below 10,000. It's a short flight, so we'll be alright. We're doing alright at 250. We'll do a little bit more. 270 or so. I'd like to get out of the clouds. Whew. Jeremy Harvey, what's up? Says, whenever you have an immediate turn on departure, what's the minimum altitude you can start turn? That will depend on the airport specifically, but right about 400 feet. Vicas, what's up, man? Says, glad to be back. Got super busy with the check ride. Vicas, what's up, man? Thank you for your support. Welcome back. Congratulations on your check ride. That's awesome. But yeah, Jeremy Harvey, right about 400 feet is theoretically where you can do it, unless it's otherwise depicted. All right, now we're breaking out. Ranger Rick, this is all VOR nav. You can use the default FMC in this airplane. If you go to settings here, you can change the nav option, but right now I've got no nav. You can do SIVA or default FMC or just VOR like this. Go ahead and turn it down here. I've got like some wind noise I want to find. Where's that wind noise at? Oh, there it is. Kill that a little bit. Alright, we're getting close to intercepting, so I'm going to go heading mode. I'm going to go heading select. And I'm going to go 112.3. And our course was 261. What did we say? 262. See, I'm just heading over. Oh, now I go right back to VOR Loc. 262 on the course. We're back in Loc hold. Climbing out 270 knots. We're looking beautiful. Another flyby. And we are flying the obstacle departure procedure. Now we are, good thing we're fully IFR rated because this is all IFR. Now you can see this is kind of what plagues the old navigation and the old congestion of airspace when you didn't have, lead turns and GPS and RNAV. Sometimes you just get these flybys, you get these loop overs, the airplane goes past the course, got to hunt back. If you guys watched my GPS videos where I talked about the efficiency of GPS and how it made the airspace system so much more efficient, that's part of it. It's a small part, but it's part of it too. Alright, 29902 is set once and twice. And now we're tracking outbound. So now we can pretty much get rid of this chart. Now we got to go to our en route images that I have. 485. Okay, so now we are on Victor 2 here. We hit Paris, we're going Victor 2 outbound. We're tracking all the way to Apollo Point, UPP. From there, once we cross over the VOR, which is about 42 miles away, we're going to track the outbound 287, which is Victor 16. Victor 16. So we're looking good right now. We got plenty of time. Airplane's going to track, correct for wind. We can get a checklist done and get back to the chat here. After takeoff, gear up, no lights. Pressure and quantity is all normal. That is good. Descent approach. Let's go ahead and kill the seatbelt sign. Done. All right. Well, so much for looking at the beautiful Hawaiian ortho out here. 20.2, climbing 240. I'll sync the heading bug. What I like to do is sync the heading bug, even though I'm in low cold here. I'm tracking a nav course, because this is going to tell me my wind correction angle. So I know I'm going to be tracking the 262 course. It looks like the airplane is figuring it out right now, slowly but surely. And you'll have a distance between the heading bug and your actual course. That's your wind correction angle. So it's always good to keep your heading bug synced. Old airplanes like this, unless you're, of course, you're using it for something else. Al W says, in real life, do you do rolling takeoffs? Yes, we do all the time, Al. If so, when flying, etc., I experienced it a few, and it's a weird feeling accelerating during the turn on the center line. Al, it's probably much more of a optical illusion that you're accelerating as we're turning on because you're hearing the thrust come up, but you're really not accelerating too much there. Probably riding the brakes a little bit as you get that power in if the nose wheel's all the way turned. But yeah, we do rolling takeoffs all the time. All the time. All right, 112.3, 16.9. We don't need anything else from 16.9, so that we can just set up Lanai 17.7. We'll just stay ahead of the airplane. Let's put 17.7 in the non-active 1, and we'll put it in the non-active 2. That way we have something to look at. 23, climbing 240, 1,000 feet to level off. Altitude hold, waiting for it to engage here. Yeah, Gustavo, wind correction angle. Yes, sir. You can see now, it looks like it's finally settled out. So we're flying about 270 and about 8 degrees off course. So we've got about an 8-degree hold here on our course at this altitude. There's our altitude hold going green. I'll go ahead and put the flight director in altitude hold. 240, we'll walk the power back, and we're going to enjoy our cruise over to Honolulu. This airplane keeps you busy. It keeps you very, very busy. Bring it back to about 1.75 on the EPR. See what that gives us.
Donation.
Smooth Ops. Smooth Ops. Thank you so much, man. Coming in with a massive $25 bomb. What's up, man? He says, it has been a bit since I've joined your streams. I appreciate the time you take to create good streams. They are certainly educational and humorous. Smooth Ops, thank you so much, man. Massive shout out for the $25 bomb. I really appreciate that, sir. Thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying the content. I'm glad you find them educational and humorous. But yes, we are doing a little bit of education today on the old school VOR to VOR navigation. It's kind of hard to do true VOR flying in the sim because we don't really have proper charts. You know, this is a sky vector chart that I think if there was a way to integrate AviTab or the Navigraph charts, you'd be able to do it. But I didn't see any VFR chart, and well, not really VFR, but I didn't see any low and route charts in the Navigraph section, so I don't know. That's kind of the way I did it. But this is basically a low and route IFR chart here, and we're going to try to navigate all the way to Honolulu with it. That's how we used to navigate. It's how I used to navigate flying freight, believe it or not. So our airplanes didn't have GPS. It was all VOR, NDB, ADF, but you know, it wasn't a 737 either. So, but thank you, Smooth Ops. I appreciate it. Little Tiger, what's up, man? Good evening. I hope you're fine. Is it possible if you use SIVA INS that the plane flies automatically like LNAV? Yes, Little Tiger. SIVA INS is a form of inertial navigation. It is an inertial navigation system, and absolutely, it is a form of LNAV. So 1.73 EPR. Let's turn the exterior down. Let's go outside. Turn this down. Turn it down, turn it down. Get a little Hawaii going in here. We're back. Look at that. We're cruising now. Quasimodo, what's up, man? He says, so right after right routing, why not using AQ243? So right aircraft, right routing. I don't know, Quasimodo. I'm not sure what AQ243 is. You're talking about this is literally just a route I picked out of a Sky Vector. I actually planned this route. I don't know if there's an actual route that you would have to fly in real life over here. I'm sure there probably is. But this is just a route that I put together for the stream. What's the difference between VOR and NDB? Benny. So an NDB station is a constant. Now let me rephrase that. A VOR, or a very high frequency omnidirectional range station, has the ability to emit specific radials that you track, right? So for instance, we are tracking this radial, which is the 082 outbound, but we're flying inbound, so it's actually the 262 radial. It's a specific radial. It looks like we just went over the top of the VOR, so we need to go outbound 287. So I'm going to set 287. So you can track specific radials with the VOR. It's much more accurate. An NDB is a think of it as a locating beacon, where basically your needle is always going to point just to the station. It's going to point right to where the NDB is. Now you can track bearings off of an NDB, but you can't track courses off of an NDB. So the VOR is a little bit more accurate in that aspect of en route navigation. Now you can still track bearings off your NDB, but you're not going to have lateral deviation from certain bearings because it's not putting out specific radials like the VOR does. Now you can see this is why you don't want to fly over the VOR like I did and then just go back, because now we're hunting all over the place. What I should have done is I should have went into heading mode, 087 or 287 outbound, then put it back in loc mode, but we got virtual passengers, we're alright. So now we're outbound 287, 12 miles outbound, and all the way out to Lanai. It's going to hunt for a little bit here. You see how it's hunting, but that's just what happens when you have a little bit of a poor technique there at crossing over the station. My initial CPL IFR ride was 11 years ago, doing IMC to minimums on an NDB, followed by a VOR, and return to base without RMI and HSI on an Archer 3. Gustavo, it sounds awfully familiar, my friend. I hear you. I don't even think they train to NDBs anymore here in the States. I don't know if anyone is in the chat is still flight training right now or currently in flight training. I don't know if they train on them. I remember training guys on NDBs all the time. I'm going to pull the power back a little bit more. We're hustling here. Alright, 240, we're 19 miles outbound. Oh, looks like we just came out of the clouds there. Beautiful. Now we can see some beautiful Hawaii. What is the difference between course and heading? So, Alberto, your course is the actual course that you want to be tracking. So I want to be tracking this 287, I know it's hard to see, it's pixelated, this 287 course outbound, right? That is where I want the airplane. I want it on that course line. Now, if I were to just fly heading 287, if there is no wind, that's not going to be a problem. Then I'm going to be flying heading 287 on the course of 287 and I'll be fine. But there's wind in reality. And what happens is, because the airplane is in a multi-dimensional state when we're flying, the wind is going to begin pushing the airplane past this course. It's going to actually start pushing it southbound. So what you have to do is you have to what we call crab into the wind. So you're going to have a wind correction angle a couple degrees to the right in this example. So even though we're tracking 287, our heading on the airplane might be 295, because we got a little bit of a correction angle to allow for the airplane to track the correct course while correcting for wind. Now, the stronger the wind, the greater your wind correction angles are going to be, depending upon the azimuth that they hit the aircraft. So the worst case scenario is a very strong wind at a direct crosswind, because now you're going to have that maximum correction angle to keep the airplane tracking the correct direction. Top says we don't teach NDBs or anything like that anymore. We do use the RMI on something like the G1000 for announcing our position in practice area. There you go. Oh yeah, no more NDBs, man. Thing of the past, Gustavo. I remember when I flew freight, one of my routes that I had towards the end of my freight career, the only approach to the airport was a circling NDB. And I remember having to shoot that sucker all the time to get in there. Little podunk airport in Oklahoma. And in the fall, low temperature dew point spread, you get that fog, the haze that comes over the field. You got to get that NDB approach in there, circle around. Curtis, you grew up flying in Hawaii? Awesome, man. All right, now what we do also have to pay attention to is our distance to Honolulu, which is a little ways over here, so we're still looking good, but we're going to have to come up with a top of descent as well while we're out here. We'll worry about that in a minute. When I flew the PA-32, I used AM stations from some cities to be sure where we were because their owner was too cheap to put some GPS. Wow. Yep. AM stations. I remember listening to baseball games or whatever through the NDB, pulling up some radio. What a beautiful little airplane this is, though, huh?
Subscriber ahead. Look up.
Thank you for the new subscribe there, Caesar. Appreciate it, man. Light someone, have I seen the new enhanced SkySapes? Yes, you know I've seen multiple people flying with it here. The last couple days, I've finally been able to get back on YouTube and see some streamers and some content. But here's my thing, guys. X-Plane 12 is so close, right around the corner, apparently, right? Supposedly, that I'm just, I'm gonna hang tight, see what happens. I do think it looks good. It looks pretty good, decent, but I'm just gonna wait. I still like having my active sky and X-Vision. So I'm happy with what I have right now. I don't think I'm gonna invest anything until it gets a little bit later on. If this X-Plane 12 thing tends to flop, then I'll look into it. It seems like it's have pretty good reviews. Seems like guys are enjoying it. In Greenland, North Canada, NDB is a must. Oh yeah, up there, definitely. I don't even know if there's any... For a while now, in the U.S., when the NDBs go out, they're not even repairing them. They're just decommissioning the NDBs. So I don't know how many are left. I think there's a couple outer markers. Sometimes you'll see NDBs as outer beacons or outer markers still on some airports. I think Atlanta still has one, if I'm not mistaken. But... Little Tiger says, I've already learned more than in a whole day of school. Well, that's awesome, Little Tiger. I appreciate it, man. Stay in school. All right, here's the thing. We do have to worry about, not necessarily worry about, but when you're on an airway like this, so we're tracking 64 miles from... Where were we tracking from? Yeah, 12.3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 17.7 on number 2. Now you can see here, this is kind of acting like an NDB. So it's just pointing to the station now. It just flipped around, RMI. So I'm 6 miles. Oh, we are moving. We're 70 miles from Upalo Point. We need to start getting down already. Are we already that close? Yeah, we need to start slowing down. So let's go ahead and we got to do that. We got to get our arrival as well here. So short flight. We're probably going to be behind the 8 ball a little bit, but that's okay. Let's get our sounds back here. Now, what arrival were we on? We were on the Joule 5. Yep, so there we are. We're crossing over Grammy at the 278. So here we go. We're going to turn left. 17.7 outbound. We're tracking outbound 278 now, and we need to cross Joule at 14,000. So we're going to set 14, and we're going to start down right now. We're going to go IAS hold, and we're going to start walking that power back. We're going to let the airplane hunt. So we're going to track all the way out to Alana, and then we'll expect vectors. We'll just kind of ILS vector ourselves. And I don't need to go all the way out here. It wasn't that far off course, but oh, it's coming back. It's doing the hunting thing again. All right, so Joule intersection, turbojets. Cross at 14,000. Joule is at 36 miles from the Lanai VOR, which, if we remembered, we have it on. Lanai was 12. Oh no, Lanai was 17.7. So if I transfer DME2 over, we're 13 miles from Lanai. What happened here? This did not match up here at all. Oh my gosh, I was tracking the wrong MEB course, or the wrong course. That's okay. I never changed the nav1 freak. That was a problem. So, what we're going to do now, we're going to join this one. Let's join this radio. This is ID'd off of Honolulu 14.8. So what we're going to do, we made a boo-boo. You can't sit around and relax in this airplane. All right, so 14.8, and we need to track the 125 radial. Which is the 305.2. So we're going to join up from the south. We'll go back to VOR low. All right, so now we're joining this one here. So I identified radial 125 off of Honolulu, and it's going to be Joule's intersection, which is still identified off of the DME from Lanai, which is on nav2, 36.1. So we're still doing okay, but we made a little bit of a boo-boo there. That's what happens when you're sitting out on the wing view just chilling. All right, so we're going to try to get all the way down to 14,000. Now we're going to keep walking that power back. We'll go ahead and turn the seatbelt sign back on. And in preparation for descent, what's our checklist say? We'll do our landing data. We'll do flaps 30. We'll set the bugs. Basically, everything else needs to be set. I don't know if we're going to have to do an approach. We might have to do an approach. It looks kind of cloudy. Is there a fun approach we could do? Maybe just an LDA? Ooh. VOR, TACAN. Aloha 357 say heading, exactly. All right, let's do a VOR approach, huh? We're going to track, this is the approach we're going to do. We're going to do a VOR circle to land. So we're basically, this is off the 305. We're tracking this inbound. We're not on the chart right now, but that's okay. It's not to scale. We're going to track this in all the way to the airport. I don't know if we can see it. What's it reporting down there? What does my active sky say for Honolulu? 10 miles, 35 feet with 2,500. I don't know if I'll be able to see anything, guys. Look at that water, though. That looks amazing. All right, so I don't think we can do the VOR because we're not going to see anything. We're going to have to track to Alana, which is heading 278 now. So now we're going to go back to heading. And we need to get back on our Lanai 17.7. So we never set this properly there. 17.7 over to 1. And we're tracking the 278 again. There we go. So now we're back tracking it outbound, back to view our loc hold. We are a little bit high over Joule, about 3,000 feet high. Let's get a little spoid brake action in there, power to idle. But we're tracking outbound now. And I guess we'll set up for an ILS, because I don't think we're going to be able to see anything. I'm going to have the chart on standby, but we'll see what happens. We're going to descend and maintain 5,000, see if we can get below these layers here. Altitude hold mode come off on that. Anthony Anderson, I don't know, man. I'm not doing anything special. Just a beautiful morning here in Hawaii. What's the lowest cruise altitude I've been at? Probably mid-teens, 18, 19,000. What did we have? 3003. 3003 is set once, set twice, and now we got to slow up to 250. Walk that speed back. Yeah, I wish we could see her. Of course, there's got to be clouds this morning in Honolulu. Let's get some lights on as we get ready to descend through 10,000 feet here. Even you're saying spoid brakes now. Spoid brake. Look at that spoid brake, though. I love that 7.3 little spoid brake. Couple eyelashes out there on that wing. Alright, there's 10.3. We're going through 10. We're at 250 knots. If we have to set up, we don't really need this chart anymore. And we just had a weather reload, of course. So 111.7. What I should do is just a full procedure. Actually, this isn't a full procedure off Honolulu. I think if we get down about 5,000 feet, we'll be alright. So what we'll do is we'll set up 11.7 in preparation for the ILS. Man, I didn't realize how close these islands were together.
Honolulu traffic, United 1155 inbound, full engine 8 left, we are just over Elana, and we'll self-vector for ILS 8 left, Honolulu.
Alright, so he's actually out over Alana. He's going to set up for 8 left. We are setting up for 8 left as well. We'll make some radio calls here. I'm going to heading bug us over. Let's go 300, heading select. I'm going to go back to the loc course here, 111.7. We'll set final approach course of 079 degrees. And we're going to keep coming down. Let's descend to 3,000. We are about 15 miles to the south. Honolulu traffic, Hawaiian 357. We're about 15 miles south, setting up for the ILS 8 left Honolulu. I can see a little bit over there. Now let's go ahead and heading bug over there. Now I can see some island. Donut, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream, dude. Just on our descent here, we got We got caught sleeping up there in cruise, enjoying some Hawaii music. Captain Tom, what's up, man? Good to see you, bud. You should be out flying. It's a good day for flying, man. Beautiful day in North Texas here. A little bit windy, but nice and cool finally. I'll go ahead and stow the spoid brakes. I'm going to keep power at idle. We're going to keep slowing all the way up. That's where Hawaii. Our airport is. Kozes is at 2,700. I'm probably going to have to extend out just a little bit. We'll square it off here just a little bit. Flight Force, what's up, man? Alright, 111.7. Verify that is on and active in both. 111.7, check. 080, final approach course. Should be 079. Check. We're at 3,000 feet. Check. We can actually bring it down to 2,200 if we want to, since we're on the visual. Above 180 on the speed. I'm going to keep coming back here. Thunderstorm and rain, that's why you're here, Tom? Damn. Sorry to hear it, bud. Alright, we'll go IIS hold, 180 knots. Here comes flaps 5. Beautiful reflection off the flaps there. That looks amazing. Hit the like button for that, please. Alright, we're going to keep this one in tight. This one's going to be really tight, actually. Alright, it's 2,200, so our final approach fix altitude. We're basically heading right at it. I'm going to heading bug us over. Auto approach. Get some power in there before we stall would be great. Jeez. We'll go medium auto brakes or minimum auto brakes. That's where they bring you in, Curtis? Awesome. I thought I was going to be tight there, but yeah, we turned out to be alright. Honolulu traffic, line 357, about 10-mile final, turning 8 left to Honolulu. Here comes the low. Here she comes. Here comes a flyby. Oh, look, that 7.4 in the background, too. Turning us in here. 8 left is in sight. See how the airplane wants to oscillate a little bit. All right, our VREF is 128 plus 5. That's going to be 133 for the speed. I'm going to just hand fly it here. Actually, after I get the gear down, we're going to do it.
Subscriber ahead.
Beautiful. Speed brake on. There's the outer marker. Check. Coming back to 130. What did I say? 133? I just love this flap sound. Just, all right, one more notch of flaps. Here it is. All right, we're down to land, clear to land. Descent approach, we did all that. Yes, we did. Spoid brakes, arm gear down, flap sets, speed brakes, land, blah blahs. Yeah, we're all good. Looks like we're about to stall it, so the autopilot's coming off. Jeez, we got slow there. We're back on it. 133 knots. Although I gotta say that feels a little bit slow. 133. Maybe not. Maybe just add a trim. Sync that heading bug up there as well. 1,000 feet stable, we're clear to land. We had one minor heading violation, but I think so far we're doing alright. Not too bad for first flight out of COVID. Just in time for the landing, Team Vodka. Welcome aboard, man. A little bit low there.
Funnel pressure 390-1155, heavy on 10 miles, final runway 8 left.
It just feels so low to the ground. Like this view just looks so off. I probably should have done an Airbus flight. That way, if I end up going back to work, I don't end up stuffing it, thinking I'm flying a lowrider 7.3 here. Oh, we bounced it. I think we bounced it. Spoilers. That was a crunchy one. That was a crunchy one. Okay, now the problem is my thrust reversers are gonna, yeah, they're gonna start backfiring my bindings. That's alright. Manual brakes. Whew. That one was rough. 224. Aichi mama. Honolulu has not been good to us on the landing front, I'll tell you that. Let's go ahead and just keep it rolling. We'll clear the active here. Now this one even said 271. That's even worse. I felt awful. Honolulu traffic, Hawaiian 357. We're clearing runway 8 here on taxiway Yankee, headed to the terminal, Honolulu. Ouch. Alright.
Funnel pressure 390-1155, 5 mile final, 8 left, Honolulu.
Frozen hard butter, exactly. Dealey, I tell you what, if you pick up this old bird, you are not going to be disappointed, my friend. You are not going to be disappointed. It is a lot of fun to fly. I am by no means an expert or even a proficient pilot on the 73200 here. Let's go ahead and watch this 7.4 land real quick over there. But I will tell you, it's a lot of fun to fly, very challenging to land. I'm going to run over here, watch this 7.4 land here. See how he does. Let's go ahead and make sure our brakes are set. Go ahead and set that. Kill our strobes. Off. We're waiting on a gate here in Honolulu. No worries. Let's see this guy.
56 on 6 miles from 0 left.
Whew. You did an Airbus flare? Yeah, Team Vodka. I did it again, man. This guy looks like he's stalling out up there. Maybe not. Maybe it's just the angle. Let's come over here. I think it's just the angle. Looked high. I don't know. Something looks off about that AOA. Ben, exactly. Flying these older birds makes you appreciate the auto thrust and modern airplanes. Oh, absolutely. The workload is astronomical in these old airplanes, man. Astronomical, especially trying to do it single pilot streaming. Ooh, that actually looked really good there. That looked really nice. He just rolled it on right there. Well, yes, sir. That looks pretty darn good. Take it into the gate here. We'll go ahead and get the APU fired up. We'll be able to watch our replay as well. Let's see, where are we going? Alright, okay, well, a catering truck decided to just park at my gate. Are you serious? You serious, man? Wow, this catering truck decided to park at the gate. We'll go to a different one. Literally got cut off by a catering truck. We'll go find our own gate. How's that? Come around. Yeah, oh, there's belt loader over there, but that's alright. We'll park over here where this belt loader is. I love the sounds of this airplane, though. Ghost ride the whip. Trying to do my best Southwest impression. I don't think we're gonna make it. I think we ran out of juice. We ran out of juice. We're stopped short. We're gonna need a tug. That's alright. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Honolulu. As short and sweet as that flight was. Looks like someone else is just about to land. A little American action there. Well, what was that, 7.5? That looks pretty good. Did he just land in the dirt? I think he landed in the dirt. He's in the dirt for sure. Team Vodka, are you in the dirt? Let's take a look at ours. Let's take a look at our replay here. I want to see my landing flare. Throw you guys in the replay. Look at the smoke, though, coming out of there. It's coming down so nice, and then a little bit of Airbus, and I just ran out of juice, man. Oh yeah, we hopped it. We did a hoppity, little hop, skip, and jump there. Little hop, skip, and a jump on this touchdown. Yeah, Peter Green's definitely built more than the catering truck. Oh yeah. Look at the buckets on that reverser, though, is awesome. Watch one from right here. Watch a few more from outside. And we'll wrap it up. It was short, it was sweet. But guys, now we're ready for our farewell to Honolulu on our next stream. I think I'm gonna need a couple days to do some practicing on the Concorde, and then we're gonna be blasting out of here, continuing on with our Asia Pacific tour. Yeah, almost had it. Just right there. That was the Airbus flare. I had just enough speed, and then as soon as I wasted the energy with that Airbus flare, that was the end. That was it. That's all it needed was just a little Airbus flare, and she ran out of juice. Kerplunk. Well, guys, it's been fun to be back. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I know this one's a little bit shorter. I just wanted to test my stamina, get back out here. That whole COVID thing, man, it really messes with your head a little bit too. You get all tongue-tied, and it's good to be back on the stream, though. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll be looking forward to seeing you guys here very soon. Like I said, I'm going to need a couple days to continue working on my Concorde practices, but we're going to be headed over to Tokyo next. So until next time, guys, stay safe, stay healthy, don't catch COVID like I did. I disinfected the like button for you, so you can hit the like button for me. It does help you out. Appreciate you. Until next time, guys, I'm B1. Stay safe, stay healthy. See ya. Oh, Sergey, that was you? 260 foot per minute in a 7.4? Not bad, man. Not bad at all. Heck of a lot better than my touchdown. All right, you take it easy, guys. See ya.